There's been a lot of changes that would happen this year. We could go through 100 of them, but one of the big ones I thought was interesting was Indeed, right? They're making adjustments to their business model. They recently entered this staffing world. I have always questioned this, right? Does this mean that job boards are struggling because of the economy, or is it because of the AI and automation that's going to maybe impact a lot of the traditional job boards and how people search for jobs? Or is this something that just Indeed realizes, hey, this is a great opportunity. Let's get in the staffing business. What are your thoughts on this recent move?
Yeah, no need for my thoughts, Mike. Indeed tell us explicitly why they're doing it. I mean, they basically say, hey, the recruitment advertising market, just in terms of revenue, is this number, but the staffing agency market, the placements business, is times 10x that. So it's obviously a much larger business for them to shoot for. And I think it kind of is Indeed one of the, when the history of recruitment is all said and done, Indeed will get its own couple of chapters. They've been an amazing organization. They've changed several markets already. And I see this as an equally significant shift from them sort of initially starting to post their own jobs, for instance, and start like this. So they're going to eat the revenue of a bunch of recruitment agencies. It's also aligned with the idea that how people pay for recruitment. Pay per click on an advert, pay per duration was the initial thing, and then they moved to pay per click. Then they had the experiment with pay per apply, which obviously they abandoned super quick. And now it's like, okay, pay per hire. It's almost like a natural progression to that point. Now, the question is whether Indeed are going to be good enough to do that. They have a lot of data. There's no reason to, if anybody has got a chance of being a successful online marketplace, it probably will be Indeed. I think they'll be successful in different sectors. They'll struggle in others. They'll be very successful, I think, in the more general jobs, early entry jobs, stuff like this, where you don't need to perhaps be as tightly defined in terms of the type of person you're looking for. But when it comes to those tight definitions, I think companies or employers will still prefer to use either some in-house resource or a specialist recruitment partner that would work that way. And it could well be that Indeed may work with those third parties. I mean, I don't know what their roadmap looks like, but if I was them, I would kind of provide some function where, okay, I've got a bunch of select partners I can deploy to do this, because does Indeed want to hire 10,000 recruiters on staff? Probably not, right? So there's probably a way in which agencies will end up still being a supplier, but maybe Indeed becomes a master vendor to this.
It's going to be interesting to see. Yeah, I think that they're always onto something, and they seem to make a lot of good decisions. And of course, they probably have made a few bad decisions along the way, but we'll see. Hopefully this works out for them. All right, before we wrap up, I know a lot of our followers here on ERE and across all of our social media channels probably know you, but how can people get in touch and get connected with you and follow you?
Yeah, absolutely. I'm kind of everywhere online. I would normally say, hey, LinkedIn, but I've actually hit the connection limit on LinkedIn. So don't invite me to connect there, because it's like, I feel really rude by not being able to say yes. And it might actually damage how LinkedIn perceive your, I think they monitor whether your connection requests, what your ratio of invites out to acceptances. So I feel really bad that I'm not able to connect. The way to do it, sign up to the newsletter at recruitingbrainfood.com. Write this every week, so every Sunday you get something, and basically once you get that, you can email me back, and that's a good way to communicate.